Welcome to Doc Talk, a weekly podcast featuring Monument Health physicians addressing medical topics. Tune into your health with Monument Health. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Doc Talk with Monument Health. My name is Mark Houston, and at Monument Health, every position from ER nurse to IT tech has to start with someone making the right hire. So on this episode of Doc Talk, we're going to talk with Joanna Wiseman and Sarah Blenner from Monument Health's talent acquisition team. They help fill more than 1,200 different job types across the region. We'll explore how they find the right people, what makes healthcare hiring uniquely challenging, and why it's about a lot more than just resumes, I think. Soon as I see that 1,200 different job types, it makes you realize that Monument's a pretty big place to work, honestly. So welcome both of you guys to the show. Sarah, let's start with you. How did you end up here?
That is a good question. So I'm actually a nurse by trade.
Okay.
So I started my career as a nurse at Monument Health, started at the bedside, and then moved into various different leadership roles throughout Monument Health and nursing leadership roles. And then wound up in the talent acquisition space. I think one thing that I really enjoyed about my nursing leadership role was really kind of helping people find their next and grow in their careers. And I think that's why it translates well to talent acquisition, because that's something I get to do every single day, is help people find what is your next and how can you grow in a career at Monument Health.
Okay.
I've been there, I just completed 29 years.
Oh my.
So I think what I've truly enjoyed about it is I've never had to leave Monument Health to find my next.
Yeah. Well, that's true. You've been there helping people find theirs, and you've stayed. I mean, that's the perfect leader to walk into this, I think, isn't it? You're from here as well, born and raised in Rapid City?
Correct.
Okay. Why? What was the pull to not leave? Why 29 years?
I've never been bored. I've always found my next.
That's a great way to look at it, I guess, for sure.
I've always found a new challenge. I've been able to grow in my career. And
Okay. Well, Joanna, how about you then? You're also born and raised Rapid City.
Born and raised Rapid City, yep. Short stint in Spearfish for college and back to Rapid.
Okay, well then how did you end up in this position?
So my career actually started in recruiting for Black Hills State University. I was an admissions counselor up there, so I've always been trying to also, like Sarah, get people into their next role or in that case, what type of job they wanted in the future through school. So this opportunity came up and it was just a no-brainer for me because my background is also in marketing. Yeah. And so to combine the two of finding a great career for someone as well as using that creativity, which is more of my passion, it just felt like the perfect fit.
I find it really interesting that your job and what you love to do is to help other people find jobs and what they love to do. Yeah. That's your entire role for this whole thing. I mean, when you were growing up, did you ever find that you would land in something like this? I mean, as a little girl, you're not thinking like, you know what I want to be when I grow up? Talent acquisition, right? I mean, is that, how do you end up there? How does that passion for what you want to do lead you there?
I think my passion really started with marketing. And so being able to bring the creative side of marketing into talent acquisition was really what drew me to this position specifically. And Monument Health is such an amazing opportunity as well as a place to work, an organization to work for, that it just seemed to fit perfectly together of bringing what I love to do creatively in maybe when I was small, thinking, I'll draw. I can't draw to save my life. I love to be creative and find ways to make things look pretty without the physical act of, drawing it down on paper.
Well, that makes sense. Is Monument, as far as employers here in Western South Dakota, they've got to be right close to the top for people-wise, aren't they?
Yeah, we employ about 5,700 caregivers and physicians.
Okay, so that has to be near the top. Now, most people, I think of hiring as a basic HR function, but you guys are your own world. There is a difference between the two of you, right? Can you explain that difference?
Yeah, we are the fun HR. That's how we like to identify. We probably offend some of our HR colleagues. They are all really very fun.
But they've got a job to do, right?
But
exactly.
we are the fun HR. We get to present opportunities to everyone daily, and that's what makes it fun. We get to talk about growth opportunities. We get to talk about fun careers. It's just fun every day. I mean, what better job can you have than presenting someone with an opportunity?
Yeah. Is that kind of how you see it too, the difference between the two?
Yeah, absolutely. We get to go to the career fairs and talk to people about what they're passionate about. Making an offer over the phone and hearing the excitement in someone's voice of, oh my gosh, I got the job. Are you serious? Like, there's no better feeling in the world. We don't necessarily get to do that every day like our recruiters do, but knowing that we had an impact on getting that person to that point is just so wonderful.
Well, I asked you, Joanna, before Sarah got here about the team that you have, and you mentioned that there are what you do in talent acquisition. There are recruiters as well. What's the difference there? I mean, what sets that apart from what you guys do?
Well, we have 18 people on our team.
Okay.
So there's so many different facets to recruitment. So recruitment, they're really working with the candidates through that full recruitment life cycle. But then we have sourcers on our team. So they sound kind of like wizards.
I was going to say, I thought you said sorcerers. Like, this is awesome already.
Yeah. But what they do is they go out and look for people that maybe aren't necessarily thinking, oh, I'm looking for this opportunity, but they really market those opportunities and present those opportunities to people. So they're kind of looking for them and connecting them with those jobs. We also have people that onboard. We have to onboard them once we do get them hired to make sure that we have everything in place so they can start their new career. And then we have different people that work with our different pipelines. We have a nurse recruiter, and we have I'm going to let Joanna talk about her role because it's a whole niche in and of itself.
Okay.
But, I mean, there's so many little niches within recruitment that we have people that manage those pipelines, people that manage those active candidates, the sourcers or the wizards that go out and find them, and then Joanna's the recruitment marketing specialist. I'm going to let her talk about that in and of itself.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's pretty specialized in that when you think about traditional marketing, you're thinking of, not only billboard ads, but what you might see online or on a TV commercial. When you're trying to encourage someone to start a new career at a new place, it's totally different. We enjoy seeing how many people click on our advertisement or open an email, but truly getting someone to convert to an application is the end-all goal for my role specifically. So How do we show people that Monument Health is a great place to work? Why we love living where we live is a huge part of that. All the opportunities that we have available. So there's so many different options at Monument Health. It's really exciting and important to be able to showcase all of that to people who, again, might not be looking for a job or are in a whole nother state or another country. It's very specific. Recruitment marketing is so specific.
You guys kind of sound like you're scouts as well, in like baseball, or you go into the minors to try to find people, or you go to different professional sports to try to lure people away to do to come work for you guys. I just think that parallel's really similar, that because you've got to be able to look at these people and know you might have exactly what it takes, sort of a deal, right?
Mm-hmm. That is a great analogy. We really are scouts. I mean, when you say that, it reminds me, we do a lot of work in the schools. We're in the high schools, sometimes the elementary schools, we're in the colleges. So we really are kind of like baseball scouts.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
are there, of the 1,200 different roles that you said employ 5,700 some odd people here at Monument Health, it's got to be the variety in there. I mean, it's pretty astounding. Because are you looking at everybody from the people that keep everything running and clean to the doctors that are performing the procedures? I mean, you guys are running this whole thing, right?
Well, our team recruits for everything except physicians and advanced practice providers. But yes, you think of healthcare, I think you traditionally know like your nurses work in the hospital and maybe, radiology technologists and stuff, but we're really kind of like a small town. I mean, you don't think about some of those roles so much in healthcare, such as we hire attorneys, we hire financial people, we hire people that fix things, that work in plant operations, we hire people that clean things, we hire people that cook. I mean, pretty much everything. You think of it, we almost have it.
It does have to run like a small city. And you guys can be the mayors, I guess. That's how you can look at yourself. Are there
to the resume?
are there jobs that are harder to fill than others that really test your skills in this area?
Of course. If the position has a certification or a specific education level, those are typically harder to recruit. Not only because they have to have that certain level of expertise, but also healthcare is so competitive right now. You could be a nurse and have the pick of the job wherever you want to go. It's very competitive right now. Everybody is looking for nurses and doctors and medical assistants. So I think we do have some positions that are harder to fill, but just like Sarah said, it's a small town. Everything is critical. If you don't have laundry services, there's no patients in the bed, right?
Right. Are there? Do you guys give me like a? What is your best pitch when you're out there? Let's say you're out there looking for somebody to be in the laundry department, right? How do you start that process? How does that work for you guys?
Well, I don't know. My best pitch, I think, is really that you can come to Monument Health and have a career in a variety of different options. I think the best pitch is finding out what that candidate or prospective candidate is really interested in and what is their skill set.
Yeah.
And there may be more than one opportunity that we could connect them with. But I think the great thing about it to me, and why I'm still at Monument Health, is if you don't like what you start out in, there's room to grow. Or if you get bored with what you start out in, there's room to grow. So I think that sells itself in a nutshell.
Is it easier to go out and find people that are looking for work, or to poach someone to go find someone that you're like, you know what, you really should be with us?
I think it's much easier to find someone that's looking for
That's
work.
okay.
Yeah, I mean,
passive versus active.
Right.
It's very different.
But it seems if you've got an ego, having you guys show up to be like, yeah, I want you to come work for us. It seems like
that's
they
always
would.
flattering.
Right.
When
Exactly.
someone's, interested in your skill set, but.
How much pressure do you guys feel knowing that the right or wrong hire can directly impact the job that needs to get done? Do you guys ever feel that weight sometimes?
I think in healthcare recruitment, there's always that pressure.
Right.
Like Joanna talked about it being so competitive. We're looking for people, but we're also looking for the right people that align with our mission, vision, and values, because we are here to serve the community and take care of our patient population. So we want people that align with, what our vision is. So,
do you feel you have a pretty good eye? Can you sit across the table from somebody and know, yeah, you're going to work, or there's not a chance. There's not a chance. Does that happen too? Do you guys go with your gut sometimes? I mean, you kind of have to in this job, don't you, in this position?
I think somewhat. I mean, yes, you kind of know, but again, with there being so many different opportunities at Monument Health, you may not be a fit here.
Yeah.
But maybe you're fit here.
Okay. That decision you guys get to make though seems daunting. In a lot of ways. Because, you don't want to screw up. You don't want to bring in that one person that throws off the whole dynamic of a team that works together, or, just can't get their own ducks in a row to make sure everything work. So how do you handle that if it goes awry? Then what do you do? You guys have a meeting downtown somewhere for a couple of drinks?
We pass that off to our other HR.
Of course. They have to deal with it. Right. You guys, like you said, you're the fun HR. So when the problems arise, you're like, look, we brought them in here. We did our best work already. You guys got to fix it now.
I think the beauty of it, too, is when they go in for an interview, it's actually with the hiring leader, so who they would be working directly under. And they can really tell if they'll be a good fit, not only education or certification, but culturally, if you're a good fit for this department. So I think that's one thing that our hiring leaders do incredibly well, is this person doesn't quite fit with my team, but they'd still be a great caregiver at Monument Health. Then it comes back to us to resource them, ask them those important questions on, this quite didn't happen, where else do you see yourself growing?
So you guys, it seems like there's, you guys give ample opportunity, even if it's not the job. I mean, even if they were applying for something, but you guys see, well, wait a minute, maybe you can work better over here. Does that happen frequently? I would say more, probably not frequently, but does it happen from time to time where you find somebody that you're like, well, wait a minute, no, you should be here with us doing that thing. Is that kind of on your shoulders too?
I think it really kind of depends on the candidate and their preference, you know.
Okay.
You know, our caregivers have the opportunity to apply for other positions internally and grow in other areas. And then, yes, then we're a resource to help them find that perfect next.
So then what's your day-to-day like? Like how does your day start and then how does it end?
I don't know that I have a typical day.
Well, that's why it must be rewarding for you though too then, because not every day is the same. Would that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So what would you, first thing in the morning, what would you normally be doing?
Oh boy, I don't know. I'm just trying to hold all the pieces together, I think. I think first thing in the morning, you know, it's just kind of lining out the day. Like, what are the priorities that we have? What are the typical areas of focus for the day? What support does the rest of the team need that I need to, you know, help with, or barriers that I might need to remove for them so that they can complete their work and do their job? That was a very vague answer.
Yeah, no, but I get it. I mean, of course, just after hearing what you've already said today and explaining what this job is, I get that. I mean, this isn't a sit down, here's your tasks, and then you go home at 5:00 sort of a thing. I mean, there's so much nuance in doing a job that you guys do, because you have to be able to sit across from people and kind of, I don't know, read them, telepathically get into their brain and kind of see and feel that out a little bit. What is your day like then, Joanna, generally?
Well, my hands are in a lot of different projects.
Right.
Just because each opportunity that we have has to be marketed to the people. If they don't know about it, nobody's going to take advantage of it. So a lot of what I do is managing either the platforms or the softwares that we utilize, including Indeed.com.
Of course.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
So ensuring that our positions are posted correctly, they're in front of the right people, we're not overspending, we've got a good, return on investment, candidates get from point A to point B, and then it goes on to the rest of my team to kind of tie up the bow of getting them into a position. So it varies a lot, but I kind of poke my fingers in a lot of different pots.
Do you guys have advice for people that are coming in looking for work? Things that you would tell them, hey, if you're going to be applying and this is what you're looking for, kind of some do's and don'ts for things that people should do, because it seems anymore on a lot of social media platforms, you will see people saying, look, if you're going to find a job anywhere at this point, here's some things you don't do when you're sitting down to talk to people like you, and here's what you should do. Do you guys have maybe things that bug you that people do that you wish they wouldn't when they came in?
I would say to a candidate, be honest. If you have another opportunity somewhere else, just let us know.
Yeah.
Because, at the end of the day, when we call or text or email or however, send you a letter or carrier pigeon at the end of the day, and we don't ever hear back from you, it's a little disheartening, but we want people to go where they want to be, right? So be honest. If you have that opportunity somewhere else, that's great. We're very happy for you. Just let us know.
Yeah. Well, it has to take the paperwork away a little bit too, because if nobody follows up, that's got to be irritating.
I would say the same thing, is to be honest. Just a little different tweak on that is that if you have like hours that you can't work or days that you can't work, be honest, because you are interviewing us just as much as we are interviewing you for a position, and you have to make sure that it's the right fit for everyone to be successful. So
okay.
Yep.
Well, I know that we're going to. I think we're going to do a couple more podcasts with you guys here over the next few months. Are there openings right now that people should be excited about? Are you guys looking for anything specifically at the moment, or is it just the nurses? Is that kind of what it is still?
We're always looking for nurses, and I think that's probably true of everyone across the country, but also the support, technical roles like the radiology tech, the MRI tech, the medical laboratory scientists. All of those roles are also becoming high need in healthcare. I think healthcare is one of the most promising careers predicted here in the future because there's good job security.
Absolutely.
So, a definite need. So we're always looking for that. And I think people can be excited about that, even if they don't have that, because we have opportunities to support them to get those credentials. So if it is a career that they're interested in, they should definitely connect with us, because we have different scholarships and different apprenticeship programs that can help them along the way in their healthcare journey.
That's good to know, because I don't know how many people realize that they think, well, if I don't have the credentials now, then I can't be hired. That's really good advice to put out there at the moment. Are you guys leaning in at all to the giant that is AI that is rolling into all of our professions right now? Are you guys finding yourselves using this, and can it benefit you guys, or is it still too new?
I think definitely it can benefit us, and you might have your own perspective on it, but I think we're using it cautiously.
Yeah.
I mean, we're using it in ways that can assist us, but there's so much out there that where with AI and recruitment that it can take away from some of the candidates you have. So we're very cautious and don't use it in that regard. We're potentially using AI in ways and investigating ways that it could help us, in the future. But I think you have to be careful on how you use the AI.
Absolutely. That's true. I'm assuming at some point you'll have AI techs probably in the future that you'll be sitting down to interview too, to help out that. I don't know. It's interesting. The whole, like you said, the whole medical field is it's never going to go away. This isn't something that's it's a job that's going to cease to exist eventually, because we all need it at some point. So knowing that there's a team like you guys that work there and that can come actually point people in the right direction. I think that's one thing to take away from this podcast a little bit is they're not just coming in, sitting down, hiring, and then being told yay or nay, you're going to work here, but hey, here's some direction you can take. Here's some ideas maybe. Here's some... I don't know how many people know that. And I think when they listen to this podcast, this is going to be the first they've ever heard that, man, maybe I could have a career there if something like this interests me. So I'm assuming you guys absolutely encourage that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, it was very nice having both of you in, Joanna Wiseman and Sarah Blenner from Monument Health's talent acquisition team. Are you going to talk the HR people, the other ones, to come in and actually be on here and defend themselves now? From do I have to give equal time to them too? Or I think we all know what HR does. Probably not. Anyway, thank you guys for coming down and talking with me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.